Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 19 of Backpacks and Stories. I'm here today with Maria.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Woke up to snow outside here in Montreal.
Oh wow. No, same here in Perth. Here it was a sunny day today, but still a bit cold in the night, a bit windy.
How cold?
No, not that much. I would say like 18, 17 degrees at night.
It's not- We're getting down to -5 now, -5, -10, so a bit different.
Yes, it is.
Would you like to start by introducing yourself?
Yeah. So my name is Maria. I'm 36 years old and I born in Spain, and I have been traveling around everywhere my last 10 years. I decided to be a teacher, a physical education and English teacher. I was working in Spain a bit as a teacher with kids, doing like some sports in the swimming pool, in the gym. But then once I start traveling, I stopped with the kids, and now I'm doing different kind of jobs.
Do you think that you want to go back to teaching at some point?
I'm not sure about it. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think
Mm,
I have enough. Yeah, I stay like I was doing it in too many years, and yeah, I think I will not do it again.
mm. And what was it that first made you leave Spain? Where did you first go? Why did you go?
My first goal is because I wanted to learn English. My English was really really bad. Like I couldn't even say a word. So I supposed to be a teacher. So I studied even to be an English teacher, and it was so hard for me. But you know how are the degrees sometimes. So you just need to study the things that they're gonna ask you, and then you don't need to talk a proper English.
Mm,
But then I didn't want to be that in the future in Spain if I will get the job as a teacher. So that's why I decided to go to. I moved to England at the beginning, just to try to learn English. That's why I decided to go out of Spain.
And how long did you spend in England? Where were you? What did you do?
Yeah, so I spent 3 years in England. I was living in Oxford. At the beginning, I went to work as a au pair with an English family. I was in charge of 4 kids, so imagine how crazy it was, because I didn't know any words. So the kids they were like fighting, and they were like saying things to me, and I couldn't understand them. So I was like this, looking at them like I don't know. So the only thing I could do is like you do your room, and just send them to the room because I didn't know what to do. So but then I stayed 1 year with them, and I improved a lot actually. I need to thanks say thank you to this family, because thanks to them I learned a lot this year.
Hmm. Were they
And
also
then
the?
sorry.
Oh, continue.
Yeah, no, then I was 1 year with them. This it was in a town like only like half an hour from Oxford. And then
Hmm.
from there I moved to Oxford. I was working in a school. I was like teacher assistant with disabled kids, and I stayed another 2 years. So in total, it was 3 years in Oxford.
Hmm. Very nice. And did
Yeah.
you go back to Spain after?
Yeah, I was like because I was having a lot of because I was working in a school, and when I was working as au pair, when the kids they were on holidays, they were giving me holidays to me as well. So I was going to Spain like to visit my family. I would say every 3 months I would go there. Yeah.
Hmm. And how was your experience in general? Did you enjoy living in the UK?
Yeah, actually, yeah, because it was my first time, like like moving abroad. So for me, everything was so new. Like
Hmm.
I was all the time living with my parents at home. So it was like a good way to go out. And yeah, so it was my first time like as well like sharing a house, so it was too much fun, sharing a house with people. And I don't know, like, be the first time that you need to do the thing by yourself, because you have always your family, your friends at home. But when you are in another country, then you need to start, I don't know, like, cooking more, because when you're at home, I mean, I was cooking, but not that much. My mom was cooking most of the time. But of course, when you're living alone, you need to cook by yourself, or you need to go to buy by yourself, or you need to do everything. So I think you grow up as a person as well when you
Yeah.
when you move abroad. Yeah.
You don't realize how easy your life is when you're still living at home with your parents. You don't
Yeah,
understand it
sure.
till you go.
Yeah, yeah, because you have everything, and you have a problem there in there for you, or like your friends. But when you are abroad, you have a problem. No one is in there. You need to go out of there by your own.
Hmm. Did you make many friends then?
Yes, actually, I was so lucky, and yeah, I did a lot of friends in there. At the beginning, I didn't want to be with Spanish people, because I
Hmm.
was like, really, like, I want to study English. But after, I don't know, 8 9 months, I quit. So I start like having some Spanish friend. I was needing to talk a bit of Spanish, to be honest. um but then we were like a mixed group as well. We were with Polish people and some people from Czech Republic, so we were as well practicing the English. So it was perfect. It was both things, a bit of Spanish and as well a bit of English, so it was perfect.
The international English.
International, yeah.
Did you manage to connect with many English people then?
Actually, no, but I had to say it as well because my English was not good. So for me, like, when you don't have a good English and an English person is talking with to you, you're a bit lost, because the accent and all the slang words. So for you, for yeah, it's too much. So then you don't want to put the effort to try to understand. But when a person, like foreigner person, is talking with you, is talking the same way I'm talking right now. They talk like slow with not that much phrasal verb, not that much slang. So you are in the same position. So that's why
Hmm.
maybe in this moment I didn't connect with any English person. Only with the family, of course, I was living with, because it was like my second family.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're living with well, you were living with them or no?
Yeah, yeah, I was living with them 1 year. Yeah,
The first year, yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
You had the full
yeah. I was like,
immersive.
yeah, I was like the nanny, so they were like giving me like a room and food and everything, and I was just looking after the kids in the evening, like just going to pick them up from the school, give them the dinner, and put them to bed. So this was my job.
Hmm. And then after this experience, you went back to Spain for a while.
No, actually, no. Then I moved to Edinburgh to
Okay.
and I was in there like another 8 months or 9 months. Yeah, 9 months, I guess. I was in Edinburgh, but it was so cold for me, to be honest. So I got a bit sick. I got pneumonia. So imagine, and I have to come back to Spain to cure, to be in the hospital. So that's why they make me go to Spain after that.
Would you have stayed longer if you hadn't got pneumonia?
Yeah, I will stay longer. I will. I love the city. I love Edinburgh. I think it's an amazing. It's like be in Harry Potter. Everything, like, it's a small city, but it's, I don't know. It's like kind of magic. Yeah,
Mm. I've still never been to
I love.
Scotland.
No, you need to go. You need to go. It's beautiful.
Next
It's
time, next
beautiful.
time. And then after Edinburgh, how long did you stay in Spain for after that?
Um, I stay like 5 months or something like that. because I have already my visa to come to Australia. So I
Mhm.
supposed to travel in February or something like this, February, March. But yeah, I was sick, so I have to stay a bit more in Spain, and then I fly in July to Australia.
Mhm. And where did the idea of going to Australia come from?
So you're not gonna believe that, but I love to dive. So I had my diving license since 2008, so too many years ago.
Where did you
And oh, sorry,
where did you do your diving license?
I did in Spain. Yeah, I
Okay.
did in Spain. So I was loving. I mean, I still love to dive. So I don't know, when you are like, I was like having like being like 20 something. I was all the time like wanted to go to the Barrier Reef, because you
Mhm.
see all the videos and all the pictures and everything. So I was all the time like, I want to go to the Barrier Reef. I want to go to the Barrier Reef. And where is the Barrier Reef? In Australia. So I was all the time wanted to come to Australia. And actually, I was thinking before go to England. I was never going like thinking to go to England. Australia was all the time my first thinking. But after, I don't know, thinking like as well, my family, friends, my English it was so bad. So everyone was said to me, "Oh, don't go that far. Why do you don't go first to England? That is just here. They are our neighbors. You can just
Mhm.
go and come back in 2 hours and a half. It's nothing." Not to go to the other side of the world, like you don't know if you're gonna like it, or if you're gonna like to be, I don't know, like alone and with, I don't know, you don't know if you're gonna understand people, you're not gonna know if you're gonna find a job without the English and you are so far. So that's why I decided to go first to England, just to make the step to go to Australia. And it's work.
Yeah. Had you expected to stay so long in England and the UK in general?
No, actually, I went only for a year with the family. And then I was really good in there with the family. And then um, I found this job in the school because I
Yeah.
was doing like volunteering, in the main time because I was having too many hours when I was working as au pair. So I was like, okay, I need to do something else. So I started working in a school as a teacher assistant, but volunteering. And then they said to me after 7 months or 8 months, they said to me, I want you to stay here
Mhm.
like full time. So that's why I decided to leave the family and stay in Oxford as well because of this opportunity.
Mm. And then there you were 3.5 years later.
Yes, then I was like 3.5 years there. Yeah. And it was sad to leave as well. It was sad to leave. But it was time
Mhm.
as well to leave because I was all the time thinking in Australia. So I was already preparing the visa to go to Australia. I even applied for the visa and everything. So it was time to go.
Yeah, and I think cycles have to end at some point, especially as you already had your plan and then you ended up staying way longer.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to accept that it's time, time to move on.
Yeah. Yeah, it was time to move on. Yeah, it was.
And so where did you first arrive to in Australia?
So I arrived in July 2018.
Hmm.
So it
And
was
where?
like, yeah. I arrived in Cairns because of that, because of the Barrier Reef.
Ah, yeah.
So, and as well because, yeah, and as well because my visa is the 462. So that means to be able to stay another year more in Australia, I need to work 88 days in the north of Australia, so it's like if you cut the Australia in the middle, so I couldn't just work from this middle to the north to count me to work in hospitality for my second year. So Kent it was present because it was just on the top of the line, so it was good.
Mm. And what did you
And then
do?
so As I say, I was like, yes, too much in the diving thing. So I was having some savings. So I said, I decide like I'm not gonna work in any job that is not gonna be something related with the diving. So I arrived there in Cairns, and the only thing I was applying it was things in the diving schools, you know. So I just print my CV, and I was going to all the diving school, just say like, "Hi, I'm Maria. I love to dive, and I want to work with you." And ladies, you know, and they was said to me, "Okay, but are you have experience like instructor?" Or and I'm like, "No, I don't have, but I have too much experience as a diver, and I don't know, I can do other things. I don't need to dive. You know, I don't know. You have the boats. I can help you to clean the boat. I can do whatever, you know." So I was lucky, and in one of these diver centers, it was one English guy that we can start talking because he was living next to us for. So we start. It was like I was thinking it was like a normal conversation, you know, but end up like an interview in this moment. So we start talking about England. We start talking about I spent some time in his town. He was like we were having too many places in common, you know. So I start talking about everything, and then he start talking like asking me what I did in the past. So I start saying to him which job I did, and yeah, like a normal conversation, you know. So after that, he said to me, "Okay, I think I have a job for you. Can you start in 3 days?" And I was looking at him like, "Are you kidding me?" And he's like, "No, no, I have a job for you." So yeah, then in I signed the contract this day. He's to me, okay, because I was not having my passport with me in this moment. And he said to me, okay, bring me your passport, bring me all this information to here that we are gonna start with the to sign the contract. And I signed the contract, and in 2 days I was already in the boat
Wow.
work. Yeah. Yeah. But I was working as a house, I mean, it was kind of like all around it. So I was like working in the kitchen, in a housekeeper. I was working in the bar. So I was doing everything in there. I was doing as well as a snorkeling tour. So everything.
Well, I mean, those are some of the, the most interesting jobs, and you were very lucky that you got to work. You had your plan, you had your intentions, and you set out and did it. So it was really good. It worked out in that
Yeah,
well in the end.
actually, it was really like quick because I was thinking I'm gonna, I don't know, spend like 1 or 2 months to get it, and I got it in my first week in Australia.
First week.
So
Wow.
yeah, yeah, it was in my first week. So it was really crazy. It was, I don't know, yeah, unexpected. But yeah, then it was so I was like working in this boat. So I was doing 4 nights sleeping in the boat, and then 4 nights off in land. So I was all the time doing this. And like I say to you, I was like doing everything in the boat, and they were giving me accommodation, food, and they allowed me to dive every day. So I was
Mm.
like working in the paradise for 3 months and a half.
And this was and that's the best time of year to be in Cairns as well, because it's the winter up there, but the winter in
Yes,
Cairns is like 25 degrees, beautiful, sunny skies every day,
yes,
no
yeah, yeah,
rain.
yeah. Yeah, it was like this. It was perfect timing. I worked from July till October. Yeah, till October. So
Hmm.
it was like almost, yeah, 3 months and a half, almost 4 months. Yeah.
Mm. And then where did you go next?
Then I traveled 1 month in Vietnam because I met one Spanish girl in the hostel that she was planning to go to Vietnam. So I said to her, "Okay, why not? I will join you." So we did all Vietnam from the south. We fly to Ho Chi Minh, and we did Ho Chi Minh to Hanoi from the south to the north in 1 month,
Hmm.
and then
Yeah,
come back to Australia.
I mean, it worked out because you had planned to be in Australia, spending your savings for 1 or 2 months, or you had that, and you were working straight away. So, you know,
Yeah, yeah, that's
like,
why. Yes. Yeah, I worked straight away, so I didn't spend any saving. And working in the boat make me save a lot of money as well because, like I said, I was like 4 days in the boat,
mhm,
4 days in land. So the 4 days I was in the boat, you don't spend anything, and then the 4 days they are in land, you spend, but not as much as you are every day.
mhm. And this 1 month in Vietnam, do you remember how much you spent in that 1 month? Because I've heard that Vietnam is extremely cheap, and back in 2018, I think it would have been even cheaper, no?
Yeah, it was really cheap, and yeah, I don't remember now, but not that much. I would say less than 2,000 Australian dollars.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
but doing
living,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, doing everything. Like, renting motorbike, doing activities, eating every day outside, sleeping, the buses, everything. So
Mhm,
yeah.
mm. And then when you went back to Australia after the trip?
So we planned already like a road trip because I saved in the boat, so I bought a four-wheel drive. At the beginning, I wanted to buy a camper van. It was like kind of my dream. But in these 3 months, I met too many people that they were like traveling in Australia, and everyone said to me because I wanted to do as well the Western Australia. So everyone said to me, if you want to do the Western Australia, you cannot buy a van, Maria, because it's like you need a four-wheel drive to go to the waterfalls. You need a four-wheel drive to drive in the sun.
Mhm,
So they make me to buy a four-wheel drive. So finally, I bought a four-wheel drive in my second month, no, third month. Yeah, third month. It was in September. So I bought a four-wheel drive, and then I travel from Cairns to Byron Bay.
mhm,
Yeah, I travel 1 month until after New Year's, and then I stay in Sunshine Coast working 3 months or 4 months. Just in this job was like cleaning cars. So this is what I said. In Australia, I did all the job that you could do. Every time it's like a new adventure. So yeah, I found a job as a with a Euro car. So I was like cleaning the cars from the company, just take them from to the airport to clean them and put them back to the airport, take a new one like this. Actually, it was
mhm,
like interesting. It was like the day was passing like really quick because you were all the time like moving.
mhm,
And after that, I have to go to Sydney because my family come to visit me from Spain.
mhm,
Yeah, so we did the same. We went from Sydney back to Cairns again with them. Yeah,
mm.
I have to say, like, I'm in love of Cairns. It's my favorite place in Australia. So
Yeah.
my first 3 years, I was all the time like I was calling it home. So I was all the time when I was able to just come back to Cairns, to see friends in there and I stay there. So all the time was I was having the opportunity, I was back to Cairns.
Hmm. But at some point, you made it over to WA as well.
Yes, yes. So then I was working in the north of Cairns for another 6 months after, and then I start a road trip 6 months, all over Australia from Cairns to Melbourne.
Mm. Along the coast.
Yeah, I mean we went to Uluru as well to the center. So yeah, we went to the center and then yeah, we went up to Darwin and then yeah, we did all the coast, yeah,
Mm.
till Melbourne. So it was like crazy, too many kilometers.
Where's your favorite place on the East Coast?
In the East Coast,
Apart
Mm,
from
I
Cairns,
will
apart
say, yeah, I would say Byron Bay. I like
from
Byron
Byron
Bay.
Bay. Yeah?
Yeah,
Why?
I love Byron. I don't know. You remember? You were with me. You remember this amazing beach we were in? You can be in a beach like really close to the town,
Hmm.
uh, but at the same time so far because no one is in there. You are like in a really like amazing beach.
Hmm.
You need to climb kind of to go down to the beach, and then you arrive there and it's no one. It's like 10 people in there. So for me this is something amazing. And then I like the vibes in Byron Bay as well. It's a lot of music on the streets, nice people in there, so I like it. I
I'm
mean,
not a
not for
big.
living, yeah, not for living, but just to go for some days. I was liking it.
Hmm. I think when it comes to nature, it's very beautiful around the area. Like you say, the beaches. I the other day with Marco, I told the story about how I got stung and Vlad got
Yeah,
stung by the
I
jellyfish.
was, yeah, I still remember as well.
That was the most painful experience I've had in my life.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
But no, that beach was amazing and it was so quiet.
yeah.
Really, that is such a beautiful spot. But the town itself, for me, I don't know. I had some strange experiences with the people there. I don't know. It feels like the people there want to try. They're like really trying to be something. It just felt like very unnatural, the place.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Yeah,
But I love the nature. I think the mountains that you have around there and the beaches are so beautiful around that part of the coast, for sure.
yeah,
For sure. Okay, so you went from Cairns to Melbourne,
yeah.
and then in Melbourne, did you stay a little while or?
Um, so I stay like maybe a couple of months. No, I would say a bit less because then I traveled to Sydney for a bit, and then I spent 1 month in Chile because in here in Australia, if you never met a Chilean in your life, just come to Australia. They are all in here. No, so I was like living and traveling all the time with my beautiful Chilean friends. So I did the West Coast with Fran, one Chilean girl, and then I met another two Chileans, so I was traveling with them. So in these months, they convinced me to go to Chile to visit Chile.
Mhm,
So I decided to do it, and I made my parents to come as well. So it was like the point to see each other in the year because the past year they came to Australia. So then this year we went to Chile and we met in there. So
mhm,
I spent 1 month in Chile with my parents. So it was really nice, and it was good because all my friends they said to me where to go. So it was even better because they were suggesting me all the bars, all the restaurants, all the places. So it was really good, really really
mm.
good.
What was your favorite place in Chile?
So I was like in Valparaiso.
Mm. You spent the
Have
whole
you been
month
there?
there? Yeah,
No,
I
no, no.
still.
I spent only like 4 or 5 days. Then we went to the south to the Torres del Paine.
Mm.
It's
I
like
didn't go.
it's where all the glaciers are. It's a
Did
nice
you
like walk. It's like
did you do one of the tricks, the O or the W?
yeah, I did yeah, one of the trek. Yeah, they call the W one. Yeah, and it was really beautiful. It was nice. Then we went as well to see one of these glacier. and walk in the glacier. So I did things like I never did before because it was my first time seeing these things, you know. So it was really beautiful.
Mm. Yeah, La Patagonia is. I mean, I haven't really seen much on the Chilean side. I crossed over to Bariloche in Argentina, and then I went down from
Mm.
there. I haven't really seen anything. Um, but it's such a special place in the world.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Did you did you go up to the north at all?
No, I couldn't. No, because Chile is huge, so you don't have time in 1 month to do everything. You need to choose between the south or of the north.
Hmm.
So yeah, I decided to travel to the south.
Were you renting a car?
No, we were flying.
Ah, okay, okay.
Yeah, we fly from Santiago to the different places.
Mhm. Yeah, Chile is a very beautiful country, but it is
Yeah,
very
it
big,
is.
very, very big.
Yes,
So
because it's so long, so the distance they are like crazy.
I think it's like 6,000 kilometers from point to
Yeah,
point, something like that. Is so big.
yeah, it is.
So after, where did you go when you go straight back to Australia after Chile?
Yes, I come back to Sydney, and then COVID came. It was like with this COVID. So when COVID, it was like the first cases starting. We were already having like a flight to Bali with some friends, Germans and French girls, boys and girls. In this moment, like my partner now, Vladimir, still my partner. I met him 5 years ago in Perth when I was traveling, like I told you, all the coast. So I met him, and then we decided to travel together and keep going together. And it was like COVID time. So we went to Bali, and we're supposed to be there 1 month. But after 10 days, they said to us, "Come back to Australia. We're gonna close the borders. If you don't come, you don't enter." So we decided to stay only 10 days there. And when the things start to be so bad, we decided to come back to Australia. And when we were in the airport, the police said to us, because they make like a really a good inspection. Of course, they make us all the tests, and they put us like separate all together. It was like a bit weird sensation already, and it was already started. And they said to us, "Oh, guys, you are so lucky. You are the one of the last planes entering Australia."
Really?
So yes, we were looking at each other and we were like, "Oh my god," because yeah, we decided just to take the plane just from one day to another. Like, okay, let's go fly tomorrow, and
Hmm.
we did good. Like, yeah, not to stay more in Bali.
Do you remember which date you got back to Australia?
So I think it was 15th of March.
Mm. And the border closed on it was like the 17th or 18th, no?
Yeah, yeah, I think it was 15, 16 when we fly, and I think yes, 1 or 2 days after they closed the borders. Yeah.
You got so lucky. Imagine if you
Yeah.
hadn't done that.
No, we will got stuck in Bali, and it would be crazy being in Asia in COVID time. And as well, I was not having that many savings because, of course, after be traveling like 6 months road trip at Chile and then Bali, so I couldn't. No, it was impossible. I would survive that much in Asia without work.
Yeah, that would have been. At some point, you would have had to go back to Europe.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think in one point I will do that. So, but we were lucky. We made it, and we made it just 2 days before they closed the border. So it was perfect.
So lucky, so lucky. Because then COVID Australia, that was a good
It was,
life. That was a good
it was
life
the
away.
best place to be. The best place to be in Australia. Like when I say to my friends, I mean in this moment as well, they were at home. They couldn't go out. and we were like doing the normal life in here.
Hmm.
So yeah, it was the perfect place to stay. Yeah.
And you went back to Perth or back to Sydney, or where were you?
To Cairns. We fly to
To
Cairns. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Of course we went to Cairns, yes. Now we went to Cairns, yeah.
And you met Marcelo in this moment.
Yes. Then is when I met Marcelo in March, yeah. Because it was COVID time. So it was not that many people in Cairns, like a lot of people backpacker left, as well because they closed all the restaurants, only was takeaway at the beginning in March or April. So all the hostel they were really cheap. They
Yeah.
make the hostel like I don't know. We were paying like I think like $7 per night or $8 per night. So imagine that. Um, so yeah, we were like not that many backpackers. So all the small family backpackers, we were all together.
Hmm.
So then is when I met Marcelo because of a friend. And I mean, it was a bit hard time as well because it was not jobs for anyone because, of course, most of the jobs is hospitality and everything it was closed. Um, the boat it was closed, no divers. Um, then the restaurants only take away. The pubs and discos they were closed. So imagine how many people were like no jobs
Did you
in
manage to
there.
find a job?
Yeah, we managed because we found a farm. Because so a girl that I met in French girl that I met in Melbourne, but we went to the farm. It was a bit scammy. Like they knew it was COVID, so people was desperate. So what the guy was doing is like charging us too much money for the room, and he was giving us like just a bit amount of job to everyone. So you were paying like 200 each for the room, and you were working to earn only $350 or 400, so only to keep you there all the time, to pay
Hmm.
your rent, pay your food, and work. So then you couldn't go anywhere, you had to stay there. So it was like we were all trapped in there, but like nothing, it was more in there. So I mean, we stayed only 6, 7 weeks, and then in one point I was like, no, I cannot keep going doing this, because th- this guy is ripping us out. They are like using us. So I contact one friend in Cairns. He was the owner of the hostel that I was staying all the time, and he become my friend. So we were in touch all the time about in COVID. So when I say to him my situation, he's like, "No, no, no, stop that. Come to my hostel. You can stay here for free, just as a
Wow.
volunteer. Yeah, you can. Me and Vladimir, both of us, say just come, both of you here. You stay in the hostel. It's only 10 people living in the hostel, but you just need to keep the hostel clean. We're gonna pay in the hostel. We're gonna maintenance, main all the maintenance, and you are gonna help me to do that. And of course, the next day we just bought a ticket to go to Ken's. Yeah, he was our saver in this moment.
But you had the car at this point, or you'd sold the car
No, we
before?
were, we were, we were not having car. No,
Okay.
because yeah, my car, the four-wheel drive, we have a small accident in Melbourne. So yeah, my car died in there.
How small of an accident?
I mean, it was small, but it was with another four-wheel drive. It was like a BMW. So it was really a small one. But he did this car is like nothing happened, and mine it was like all the side broken, and the radiator it was like inside the car.
Hmm.
So it was costing more money to fix it than the money was the car cost. So the insurance paid me the money, and everyone happy.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, so then you got back to Cairns and you were in the hostel for a while doing the
Yeah,
maintenance.
yeah, we were in the hostel for a while. Yeah, we were like there, like yeah, working for free, and sometimes we were like doing some small jobs, like gardening jobs or thing like that. You know, we were thinking that we were like all the time in country trying to find me some cleaning. Some people was needing to clean the house, so I was just texting to everyone. Okay, yeah, I am available. So we're like having some pocket money, you know, in this moment. So it was good.
Hmm. And did you end up staying in Cairns for a long time then?
Um, 3 months, 3 months because yes, it was only 3 months. Because the things is what they were open a bit, but it was still a bit of restriction. You know, it was like the club they were not open, the restaurant they were open, but only like a small amount of people in the restaurant. You know,
Hmm.
so it wasn't still not like 100% to work in there. So we found a job like in the outback in Australia in a petrol station, and we decided to move there in summer. I mean, in the winter in here, from July to September to save some money in there, just focusing in working, you know, and then yeah, we went there to work.
Oh, and what was the town called?
Richmond. Richmond is in from Cairns to another territory, just a small town, just in the middle. Like all the trucks, they need to pass through.
Hmm. And how was your experience living in this little town of Richmond?
I love it. I love it because it's the real Australia, you know. It's where you find the real Aussies, the farmers, the people from the town, you know, because it's really a small town. It's like 500 people living there. So imagine. So, and you are working the petrol station, so everyone know you in there because
Mhm.
everyone go there to have a coffee or to have I don't know, the lunch or whatever. So, and then it's only one pub as well. So everyone that go to the pub, so then you know everyone in there, and it was good time as well. It was we're having like a small group of backpackers. We were like 14 or 15 backpackers, and we were like a family as well. We were like, of course, working together. Then afterward, doing dinners together, lunch, going to the
Mhm.
gym, whatever. So it was good times.
It's kind of crazy that there was so many. I mean, that's like 3% of the population if it's a population of 500, and it just shows you like how important the backpackers are in Australia.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
there's no real Australians who want to go to there probably are, but there's not many Australians who would go to the middle of nowhere to go and work
mm,
in this place. And backpackers will go and do that. Backpackers will work anywhere.
yes, it's true. It's true.
We're an important part of the Australian economy.
I think they realized in COVID time because in this moment, um, because sometimes in Australia it's hard to find a job, you know, like if you want to go to these kinds of places because it's a good money, so everyone want to go. So it's like go to a farm, you know. Sometimes it's hard because everyone need to go, so it's hard. So, but in COVID time it was the opposite. In COVID time they were desperate for backpackers.
Hmm.
So you were calling to a place and you are like, okay, we are two people, we're interested to work. How much you pay me? And they said to you, okay, I pay you 27 per hour. And you are like, okay, okay, I will call you later. And then you call another one and they offer you 28. So, or then you say no, because the other one it's offering me 28. Okay, I offer you 30, you know? So they were fighting each other because they were needing us, you know? So it was as well like funny to see the chain before COVID and with COVID, you know, with Nova Packers in here. So yeah,
And now you also have the experience of after COVID.
Yes. Yeah, I have experience after COVID. I'm here only 2 months at the moment. And as well, I'm in a big city. I'm in Perth. So I'm not sure. I can see as well, like, the even you don't believe the economy in Australia is a bit as well worse than before. Um, I think things are a bit more expensive now as well. Um, so I think, I mean, people still has a lot of money and people is still like enjoying their life, but I think they're a bit more tight now after
Hmm.
COVID. But I feel like in all rest of the world.
How much, for example, is 1 liter of petrol at the moment?
So in here is crazy because it's depend on the day. So the cheapest day is on Tuesdays. So on Tuesdays is like 159, 157.
That's not bad.
No. But then on Wednesday it's going to $2.
Really?
Yes. I don't know why. From one day to another is like from 157 to $2. So on Tuesday you go to the petrol station and sometimes it's like a big queue because everyone is going to put petrol this day. And I
Eh,
always put my tank full on Tuesdays.
40
I mean,
cents.
my car, no, Marcelo's car, because he's in the mine and he's borrowed me his car. Yeah.
40 cents difference. That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lot of people who say Australia is more expensive at the moment. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been there in 2 years now, so I don't know. But I think some people exaggerate it. But I know how that you're resourceful with your money, so I do tend to believe you on that point that
Yeah.
it's more
I
expensive
mean, but
now.
I can tell you something as well. I was feeling it as well in summer in Spain, or in Portugal. Like everywhere, everything is getting more expensive.
Mhm.
Like, things are, yeah, increasing the price everywhere. So that's why when I came to Australia, I can feel it a bit, but like I tell you, not that much. But I can feel a bit the, yeah, the chain, yeah, but not that much.
Mhm. Okay, I want to move away from Australia for a minute. Tell me about some of your other travels. So after you left Australia in summertime of 2021, no?
Yes, yeah, it was still closed, the borders, but I have a brother and he's living in Peru. He's architect, so he's living there. So he's living now there 7 years. So he met a Peruvian girl. So they decide to get married before COVID. But
Hmm.
then COVID, I mean, oh, it was in COVID, but COVID arrived, so they need to put it 1 year after. So this was 121. So then they didn't want to move it anymore, so they got married in 2021. So that's why it was my main reason to leave Australia, because I have only one brother, and I was like, how I can miss the wedding of him. And
Hmm.
after 3 years, I was 3 years as well without seeing my grandma or my auntie or my best friends. So it was time for me to leave and having these, things as the wedding. So it was the best thing that could happen to leave Australia.
Hmm.
So yeah, me and my partner, we left Australia and we went to Peru to the wedding. So we spent 1 month in there traveling in in Peru, and then we decided to go to Europe, and we were traveling a bit in Europe, a bit of Germany, a bit of Spain. We went to Greece as well. We went to Egypt as well, so we were like a bit enjoying a bit the life in there. And then we decided to go to France to do a ski season. So we did 3 months ski season because, yeah, it was one. I mean, no mine. It was more Vladimir dream. He was like, I would like to do this, and I was like in the idea. So I say, okay, why not? So we were in France 3 months, and we were working in a chalet as a host. So we were working with an English company. So we were in a chalet. We were in a separate chalet because like this we were working like in the morning, both of us, and then having the evening, both of us off to go to ski or whatever, or we're working
Mm,
in the evening, we were having the mornings off. So I was having my chalets with some other worker, and we were doing everything for them. We were like cooking for the host. We were like um doing the beds, I don't know, everything for them. Like explain them everything, all the restaurants, anything that they wanted to know, we were in there for them. So it was
mhm.
good experience actually. Really good experience.
Even though you don't like the code so much.
Yeah, actually I don't like the cold, but I had to say, maybe because I was like all the time with my ski clothes, like prepared. And as well the houses in there, they are really warm.
Yeah.
So you are never cold inside. Yeah. Because maybe when in Spain it's cold, the houses, because then in summer is really, really hot. So the houses sometimes it's a bit cold if it's really cold, so that's why maybe you don't feel that cozy. But in France, I don't know, they are prepared for that, so
Mm.
you are all the time like hot and all the time, like I say, with my ski clothes. So it was not that bad, the cold. I was okay.
Just a question on that note, because you said it was an English company. Did you meet many English people who were there, even though it was after Brexit?
Yes, it was a lot of English. Most of them they were English. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Most of them they were
Like,
English.
because I heard that there are companies who do give contracts and it is possible to go, but I don't know. I never looked into it.
Yes, but I think yeah, you can go for sure because it was like most of them they were English, Irish. Yeah,
Wow,
I think we
Irish
were
is
like
easy for them because they have the EU passports, you know.
yeah, but no, but it was for sure English people and people from Scotland as well, Scottish people. Yeah,
Mm.
they
I
were.
have to
They
do.
were.
Okay, so after this, was this when I wanted to ask as well, what were your favorite three places in Peru that you visited?
So of course, the Machu Picchu is a nice place as well. It's like because it's like you have as well. You have to go first to Cusco. And Cusco is, I don't know, it's such an amazing town in the mountains. It's really, really nice. And then from there, you need to go to Aguascalientes.
Mhm.
Aguascalientes is as well as just to go in the Machu Picchu. Um, for me, the same. It's really nice, cozy, small mountain village. And I was liking in there the vibes. And then my second place is the Amazon in the
Mm.
jungle as well, really beautiful as well because it was maybe my first time in the jungle, so it was so so nice for me. Everything new, I don't know. See, it was my first time see a slot,
Mm.
so it was so special, because it was my first time.
And then your third favorite place?
Um, I will say the Colca, Cañón del Colca. In It's kind of in the south of Peru.
Mm.
This one is as well really beautiful.
Did you go to Lago Titicaca?
Yes, I went there, but not my favorite place. I
No.
don't know why. Um, Sometimes I was feeling like it was not real. Like they were like um just making that they were living in these islands.
You
I don't
think it
know if
was
they're
fake?
I don't know. I don't know. Like I have like mixed feelings sometimes. I think it was like sometimes just for tourists. Like too much touristic. I mean, maybe they're living there, but they are like so touristic. I think this is what I was feeling in this moment.
I think that the tourism probably changed their way of life. The before it was very much like they were just doing that because it was the traditional thing. But
Yeah,
when I went to visit, there hadn't been any tourism for because it was after the riots. So they scared all the tourism away in 2023 last year. So they were very happy to see us, and like they were trying to sell us loads of stuff. Um, so I think that the tourism kind of changed it from like the traditionalism to a bit more uh, touristic, consumeristic.
yeah,
I think it's really
yeah.
interesting, but I never
Mm.
thought. I think they. I'm pretty sure they do live on the island.
Yeah, maybe they do, but now they do it because of the tourists. Because that is like the way they are earning money. Like I think maybe the tourists they will not go there. They will go to the city or to the town. You know what I mean? This was what I was. My feeling. It was this. It was like all made for the tourists.
Yeah, like they don't really want to be there. They don't really want to live this life anymore on the
Yes.
island.
Yeah, they don't want to live this life anymore, but they are just doing because there's a lot of tourists that are going there, so they are just having like the money for the tourists. So they say, okay, let's go keep going like this.
Yeah.
But it was good to see, but it was like yeah, like mixed feeling, in this moment with
Mhm.
with that.
But you didn't cross over to Bolivia and do the Bolivian side.
No, because we went in COVID times, so we were
Okay.
like traveling with sometimes with the mask, and so you couldn't go. I mean, it was so difficult to go out of the country because we were
Yeah.
as well with the vaccine. I had to put my vaccine straight away when after Australia. So I was here, vaccine free till 2021. And when I went to Spain before go to Peru, I have to put like really like in a rush to put my vaccines in 15 days to be able to travel to Peru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I think based on what you say, you would maybe have appreciated the Bolivian side of Lago Titicaca a bit more because there are some communities like living on the islands, but it's just very different. It's very natural.
Mm.
So one day I would
No,
recommend that you go back to the other
actually,
side.
when I went to Lago Titicaca, it was before Australia because I went 3 times in Peru
Ah,
because of course. Yeah,
okay,
because my
okay.
brother is my brother is living there, so all the time I have the opportunity, I go there. So Lago Titicaca, it was the first time I was there. It was 2016,
Hmm.
my first year I went there. Yeah. So yeah, we
Okay.
went in both. We went in the island that they are in the lake. That they are these um with the wheat. They make it with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
wheat, and there is the other island that is like the real island. That they
Hmm.
are living. So maybe this is the one that you are telling me.
Yeah. I mean, I saw the islands that they make when I went to Puno, and I saw
Yeah.
I saw the real island when I was on Copacabana, when I was on the Bolivian side. So I
Yeah.
don't know if it's the same island exactly, because I thought that you can only go to the island when you're on the Bolivian side, but I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works.
Yeah. No, I remember that because I was in Puno seeing this in the lake, and then we went as well to another island in the middle of the lake that there were as well families living in there. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. It was too many years ago. It's like 9 years ago. So yeah.
Are you guys planning a? Would you like to do a bigger trip in South America? Is that on the cards?
Uh, yes, actually, this was the plan to go to South America, but finally we changed it and we went 7 months to Asia before come here to Australia. But yeah, I think in the future we will do it. Yeah,
You have to. So many
yeah,
amazing places.
yeah, yeah. I
Mm.
think we will do for sure.
And where did you go in these 7 months in Asia?
There was sorry.
Where did you go in these 7 months in Asia
Uh,
before you went back to
so
us?
yeah, we did 4 countries. We did Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia.
Hmm.
So we traveled 3 months in no 2 months, sorry, 2 months in Thailand, and then from there we crossed to Laos, and we bought a motorbike in there in Laos. So from there we were like all Laos we did it in motorbike, all the north, and then we crossed to Vietnam. We did all the north uh, Vietnam by motorbike. We crossed to Laos again, and we did all the south of Laos in motorbike. And then we crossed again to Vietnam, and we did all the south in the motorbike.
Mm.
So yeah, it was as well crazy. We did as well too many kilometers. I think we did like 7,000 kilometers in 4 months. But it was
Mm.
really beautiful because we could go wherever we want, with a motorbike. We went to places that no tourists they were in there. Sometimes in Laos it was crazy because we went to places that it was no roads. It was like a paved road. So um really small village, and the kids they were crazy to see you because I think they were not get used to see like white people or like people from Europe.
Yeah.
So when you were passing, they were like crazy, like they were losing their minds, the kids and some adults as well, because they're not used to see anyone in there,
Hmm.
only local. So it was kind of beautiful a trip, to be honest.
And where were your highlights of this trip?
For me, Laos. Laos, it was really unique. We did a really nice experience. We went to live with a family, a Lao family, in a small village with no signal, no phone signal, no
Mm.
electricity, no water. So imagine the house is a house like wood house, and if you want to eat, you need to fish, or you need to kill the duck or the chicken, or you need to go to take the veggies to eat. So it was beautiful to be there with them. They were not talking any English, so they were having like a book with some like draw, and they were in English and in Lao, and they were just pointing at you the words. So it was really really lovely.
And how long did you stay there?
We stayed like 4 days, 4 or 5 days. Yeah.
How did you come across this in the first place? Was this just you were riding around and you found a place to?
Not so. One friend that I mean, it was Vladimir friend that he met in Cairns the first time he was here. I was a French guy, so he did the road trip. This road trip, like he was in Laos 1 year before us, so he ended up in this place, and he said to us, "You need to go there. You need to." He was calling him Papa, so he was like, "You need to call Papa and Mama." So he said to us where to go, and then we got there, and we made the same. We made it, and it was really good experience.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean it's something so we are so connected to the world, like with our technology and electricity and with this convenience, we have anything that we need in 5-10 minutes, in this world. So I think it's a really positive experience that you can just disconnect for a while.
Yes, yes, it's good, and as well to see how they're living, how poor they are, but how happy they are as well, because they don't have that much, but they are really kind people, and they are really like, yeah, they're like, all the town is like a family, they know all each other, they help each other, and it's beautiful to see that as well.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. It would be really interesting to see for sure. So after your time in France, was that when you moved to Malta at that point?
Yes, yes. Then we went to Malta. As you see, our life is crazy. Yeah, we moved to Malta because we wanted to stay in Europe for a while, just be trying to be close to the family. So um, I don't like don't like to live in Germany. My partner is from Germany, but he doesn't like it neither. So we decided not to live in Germany, and we decide maybe we could try Spain. But in Spain, the problem is like the wage, is not that good. So sometimes it's hard to find a job that they pay you well.
Hmm.
Um, so when we were in between the Alps and go to Malta, we stay 1 month in Germany, just try to apply to jobs. So we were like, in three cities, Barcelona, Lisbon, or Malta. Malta was our first option because we can speak English in there. It's like more multicultural, so that is easy for both of us. Second option, it was Barcelona. For me, it would be easy, but Vladimir, his Spanish is not good, but he was like, okay, maybe this is the thing I need to learn Spanish. So he was okay. Actually, he was like, okay, let's go. And then the third one, it was Lisbon, because, well, Portugal is beautiful, and we are so close as well to my home and his home. But Portugal is even worse than Spain in the weights. So the money that they will offer us, it was like kind of ridiculous for the job that they wanted to. They want us to work like 40 hours for 700 euros, so 800
Gee.
euros. So yeah, so we say no, no, we don't do that. So finally, we choose Malta because Vladimir had a really good offer with a company, and then it was like, okay, they said to him, yeah, you can start in 2 weeks. They pay him the 1 month accommodation plus the flight plus a good wage, and we say, okay, we don't think more, and we just fly there.
Hmm.
So that's why we choose Malta, and actually was the best thing that we did in all these years, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. It was really good to be there because, like I said, like we're in Malta, so I was having three weddings or four weddings for all my friends. That's why I didn't want to go that far, because I didn't want to miss all these moments with friends and family. It was my cousin wedding, two of my best friend weddings, so I said, okay, I need to stay close and had the opportunity to all the time, because Malta from Spain is 2 hours and a half only by plane, and it's like $70 you can come back.
Hmm.
So it was so good because I was like in all the hands parties, all the weddings. If it was like the birthday of my best friend, I was flying. So Christmas, I was going there. So it was good to be back again with the family after all these 3, 4 years in Australia, and after without spend this moment with them.
Yeah, you
So
kind
it
of had
was.
the best of both worlds, that you got to try a new place and you had the moderate climate, it never gets too cold in Malta, and you can be close to everyone, you're close to Europe, you can go and travel if you want to. I think how long did you stay there again?
Almost 2 years.
Almost
I
two
think it was
years.
our longest stay. Our longest stay, yeah, 2 years,
Mm,
and it was hard to leave because we make like a family. Our friends, they were like I told you, they were from everywhere: Poland, Serbia, Turkey, and we made like a Spanish as well. We made like a really nice family in there. So at the end, it was hard. It was hard to leave.
Mm.
But we
But
were all the time thinking about this Asian trip from the beginning. Since Australia, we were thinking to go there, but because of COVID, we couldn't do it in that time. So we need to come back to Europe, and then we decide to stay a bit in Europe because of all these weddings and all these things. And then we were ready to do our trip before it's getting like late, or we settle too much, and then we say no, we cannot be like 7 8 months out. So what that's
mhm,
why we decide, okay, now or never, let's go do it.
yeah, yeah. And what was it that made you decide to go back to Australia?
Oh, I think because of the same, because I think um I was liking all the time in Australia, because here the life as well is really beautiful. Like, you have a lot of plans, a lot of things to do. So it was the same. It was like, if I stay in Malta, I will settle down forever, in there. So it was like, kind of like, why we don't travel a bit more, just only a bit more, and then in 1 or 2 years, then we just come back to Europe and settle down, for good.
Mhm.
But I think it was no moment in that moment, to settle down, because if we will stay in Malta, I think we will stay there. So it will be
Do you
like
think
our adventure. It will finish, I guess.
that Malta might be like the permanent settled place?
Could be. I would say like Malta or Spain, but like I say, in Malta it's like a small Australia. It's a lot of people from everywhere. So me and my partner, we are talking English to each other. So it was perfect, because all our friends in Malta, they are English speaker. So you work in a English. Everyone is talking English in Malta. So it's like easy life for both of us. No one has to do like a effort if we are living in Spain, or something like that. Both of us, we are in the same um, place, and as well, we like, maybe because we were living too many years outside, we like to have friends from everywhere,
Hmm.
like from all the nationalities. I think it's beautiful to have that. And if you go to live to Spain, then we will end up just with Spanish people, that is okay, but I prefer to be like more multicultural, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And now in
How is
Australia, sorry.
yeah. How is in Canada about there? Is a lot of as well like people from everywhere, or is more like Canadian?
No, it's very multicultural.
Good.
In I I mean, Canadians, like, I know very few Canadians. Uh, like, I haven't made any Canadian friends. In Toronto is a lot more. I would say there's a lot more Asians and maybe more Latinos. Um, I mean, the thing is, like, the people that I meet are obviously immigrants. I think that as an immigrant, we naturally attract other immigrants. We spend our time with other immigrants because we have the same, story. We're here for one
Yeah.
reason or another. So I think always in my life, and probably the same for you, you're going to be drawn to spending time with other immigrants because you have that thing in common straight away. Um, Obviously I'm drawn to Latinos, because I like their culture. I enjoy spending time with them. And I don't want to I can speak English with anyone, but I can't speak Spanish with anyone. So um
You improve a lot. You improve a lot your Spanish, I guess.
well, the last time I saw you, I couldn't speak anything, and now, like, I have so many friends who don't speak English. We maintain our relationships in Spanish, so for me, it's really important to maintain that and to keep people like that in my life. So There are a lot of Latinos here. There's also in Montreal. There's specifically a lot of French doing their working holiday visa because they come here
Yeah.
to Canada, and because they don't need to speak English, they can stay in
Yes.
Montreal
Yeah.
and just speak French. Yeah,
That's good.
but it's very multicultural. Lots of people come here to study, and because Canada is relatively easy to get the PR, so people, that's kind of their plan. They come here to either working holiday or studying. Most people I know are here studying or on a work visa, and then they want to stay permanently.
Mm, good.
And now you guys, what are you staying in Perth? Is that the plan? Do you want to do a bit of traveling around there or a bit of both?
Yes, so the plan is to stay here in Perth for a while because yeah, all after all our traveling around Asia, because we're like 7 months in Asia, and then we did 3 months in Europe. So I was doing the Camino Santiago as well because it was something that I was all the time wanted to do it.
Hmm.
And I'm from Spain and I never did. So I say, okay, this year I'm gonna do it yes or yes. So I took like 1 month and something to do it. And it was beautiful as well. And yes, so we took as well some time in there with the family in Germany, in Spain. Um, so we were like 10 months, almost 11 months without a job. So we came here just to focus a bit, settle down a bit, because when you are traveling a lot, then you need a bit again to settle down in one place. And we were traveling all Australia before, so we visit everything already in Australia. So that's why we just come want to stay here in Perth for, I don't know, maybe 1 year. And of course, maybe travel a bit, like, yes, makes some weekends off and see something. But I will not say like something crazy like before, like take the car and went and go like for months. Maybe not now, maybe 1 year, in 10 months after be all the time in here, we will do it because we are like that. But at the moment, we want to focus to stay here a bit and work and have a bit of calm in our life.
Hmm. You definitely need the time after the long trips to rest and to
Right.
process,
Yeah.
because as well, maybe it's something that we don't give enough attention to, but when you're traveling, so much happens in your life. So much is
Me
happening.
too.
You meet so many people, you meet places, you're going through so many things, and when you're constantly moving, you don't have time to process everything. So sometimes we
Mm.
need that just to stay still for a while and process what's happened.
Yeah. Because it's crazy after our 7 months traveling, one day was our last days, in Koh Phangan in Thailand. And me and Vladimir was like, oh my God, our after 7 months, our trip is finishing. It was like a bit crazy to end up in that moment, like, and the time was really quick. These 7 months they were like really quick. When you realize you are living, and then you start thinking how many things you did, how many places you visit, how many people you meet. I don't know, like, it's getting a bit crazy. So we're in this
Hmm.
moment, of kind of like sadness because we are leaving, but happy at the same time because it was time to come back, to see again family, friends, and we were counting the hotels and accommodation we slept in all these 7 months, and we end up counting 100 accommodation. So we slept in 100 different beds in
Yeah.
7 months. So I think this is what as well make you a bit crazy because now you are in here, so even in this room, it's not gonna be our room because it's only for 2, 3 months, but it's your room for 3 months. You
Hmm.
can. you can see that it's your room. You have your things, but 7 months you have only your bag. So you had your life in a bag, and you cannot put the things because every 1, 2, 3 days you are moving to another place,
Hmm.
and this sometime after a while is what is make you um in this moment you are not tired, but then when you go to a place and you have your own room for a while, you are like, oh, I think I need this for a while, because after the trip,
Yeah.
yeah.
When you put your bag down on the floor and you can just
Yeah.
breathe for a minute.
Yes, I think yes. Yeah, because
Hmm.
when you are in the adventure, you are like, okay, keep going, let's see. You are like seeing a lot of things, you are like enjoying. But then, yes, when like I say, when you put the bag, you're like, oh, I think it was moment to do that.
Okay, finally, I think I just want to ask you quickly about your experience with El Camino. So
Ah, yeah.
where did you start?
So I did El Camino Primitivo. So I did the one people say is the most complicated because it's the one is going in the mountains.
Hmm.
So I started in Oviedo and I did 320 kilometers.
320, but a lot of uphill,
Yeah, a
downhill.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I was doing between, yeah, 25 and 30 every day
Hmm.
kilometers. So then I think we did it in 13. I mean, I did alone because after 7 months, me and Vladimir we decided to separate. So he decided to go with his family to Croatia, and then I decided to do the Camino de Santiago by myself. So I was alone, and at the beginning, I was liking the idea to go alone. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you because after 7 months with him, he was trying to have some time for me as well to meet people by myself, and it was perfect because I arrived there, and from the first day, I met wonderful people. I stay with them all the time. And in the Caminos, you make a family as well because you are all the time like walking. So some people is faster than another. So you are seeing people all the time. You cross path. Then everyone is in the middle when it's like a bar to have some drinks, in the middle or some food. Sometimes you just buy some things in the supermarket and then you stop in a nice place to eat something, and then people is passing and then you offer them. People stay with you in there. So it was a really nice experience, to be honest.
Mm, I would like to do it.
Yeah, you should. And then when I arrived in after 390 kilometers, 19, I decided to keep going to Finisterre, so I did another 100 more, another
You
four or
just
5 days more. Yeah, yeah, it was no plan, but I arrived and I was still having days to go back to Madrid, and I say, why not? Let's go stay. So I stayed 4 or 5 days more, and I did 100 kilometers more to Finisterre.
why not?
Yeah.
Would you do it again? Would you do a different route again?
Yes. 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 I will do it. I want to do the north,
Mm,
from France all the north to Galicia.
by
But
the
for this
coast?
one, yeah, you need. I want to do it everything. So for this, I think I need like around 45 days. No, 40. It's like
Mm,
34, but you always need some days to rest. So I will say 40 days.
yeah. Yeah, very good. Well, I know that this is only a small part of your story, and you still have a lot more. And maybe even at some point we can do an episode with both of you and Vlad together and talk about your
Oh, yes,
experiences
no.
traveling.
Sure,
That'd be
sure,
really
sure. Yeah, of course. We will be happy to do that.
awesome. So finally, would you like to ask me any questions before I ask you the last three?
Yeah, actually, now because you are so interested to do the Camino de Santiago, are you thinking as well to do it, or is in your plans?
Yeah, no, 100%. Maybe next year when I go back to Europe.
Hmm.
Um, It could be. I had also thought about doing the French route or the North route, so I would need like 6 weeks. Um, and it's a bit complicated because obviously I only have 90 days with my Schengen visa because of Brexit.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that means that would be, nearly half my time that I can spend in Europe. Um, and I don't know, now that I'm not really in Europe for so much time, I have to think about where I spend my time and what I'm
Yes.
doing.
Yeah.
But no, I would definitely. I next year I'm gonna give it some thought. Maybe I'll do a
Good.
short.
Yeah, do it, do it. I think you are gonna even enjoy it. Even if you don't do all the path and instead to of 6 weeks you do 1 month, it's gonna be enough. It's gonna be good.
Yeah,
Because
100%.
I did in total like 18 days and it was perfect. It was good.
18
So
days.
yeah, 18 days I did. 17 I think. 13 plus 4. I got one night in the middle when I finished in Santiago, and before go to Finisterre, I stay one night, like just making some party with the people, say bye bye to everyone, and then just a couple of three of us, we just keep going to Finisterre.
Mm. Yeah, that might be a good route for if it's just 2 weeks. That might be a nice idea.
Yeah, yeah, do it, do it.
Yes, I'll let you know. I'll send you the
Yeah,
photos.
sure.
Okay, so the question from the last guest: what are your life aspirations?
So I would like to make my own business, and make my own business mean make some like a hostel or something like a small thing,
Mhm.
small cafe or small um yeah, I would say more like a hostel or camping, a camping site. It would be lovely, to be honest, to have a small campsite next to the beach. Yeah, I think this will be my inspiration in life.
Do you have an idea of where you might want to do that?
I would like to be honest in south of Spain or Portugal.
Mm,
Yeah, I think this will be there, I would say.
very nice. I'll come and visit. I'll come and stay when it's ready.
Sure, sure. Of course, we're more than invited in there.
What question would you like to ask the next guests?
Mm, I would like to ask him, um, where is he or she seeing himself or herself in a 10 time pass, in 10 years time.
In 10 years' time. Okay. And finally, what message would you like to share in your own language?
Um, hay que disfrutar cada momento de la vida.
Can you translate for the people who don't know what that means?
Yeah. I said you need to enjoy every minute of your life.
So true. So true.
Yeah.
We only have one life.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you feel like you enjoy every moment of your life?
Yeah, actually, I cannot complain about my life. Yes, I think I'm enjoying and every minute as well. So yeah.
That's good. Well, thank you
Thank
so much for coming on as a guest today.
you. Yeah, and good to see you.
Yeah,
And yeah, hopefully see you in person one day again.
it's been a pleasure. It was so nice to catch up. And yeah,
Me
maybe,
too.
well, I don't know if you guys are going to be in Europe next year, but maybe see you there. If not, we'll see each other in another part of the world.
Okay, you can always come here to visit us.
Yeah, maybe I have to. Okay. Thank you everyone for listening. This has been episode 19 of Backpacks and Stories.